thank you very much for taking out time, people, this afternoon and as well during the weekday. I know you guys would have busy. Well, today we are back in Mumbai and we're launching a new asset which is based out of Mumbai. Now it's in Thane. Just to let you know, it's based out of Thane. Usher IT Park, how you see the name of the building. Why French listed tech MNC? Because the tenant in this particular building, which we have picked up on the 10th floor, is a Paris listed company. I'll just take you through while we are on the presentation. Before that, I'll just take you through, mention that the next 20 minutes is something which we'll just run on the presentation. And the balance 15 minutes, though the presentation was set for like 1 hour, but as per the customer's request, we'll keep it for 45 minutes only. Yes. Well, the 8.75% is the entry yield. Expected targeted IRR is 15.16%. The average yield is 8.71%. The agreement is 60 months. The minimum ticket size of investment is around 30 lakhs. As we all know that, Thane has been a location where, how was this location created for basically, particularly for the commercial real estate? We talk about an asset which is based out of Wagle Estate. This particular location was created as there was a scarcity in terms to the BKC location. And hence this new location was built up for all the A-grade MNCs to come up and do the business out of there. This is again a very important slide, which I emphasize every time. Overall, if I look at the Thane vacancy percentage, it is 10.4%, which is still a very good number. Considering this particular number, which post the COVID, a lot of people as well try to shift from the BKC or the town area and move towards the Thane or the Navi Mumbai location. This number is still so amazing. I was actually thinking that this number would be in the somewhere close to 18 or 20. This result came out to be pretty good. In Thane, particularly, we are doing an asset in Wagle. So let me define what is vacancy percentage as a number. Give an example, if there are 100 flats and you're staying 100 flats in a building and there are 20 flats which are vacant, that means the vacancy percentage of that particular building is 20%. Hence, Thane location, when I'm talking about the official stock available, the vacancy percentage is only 10.4%. Vis-a-vis to Wagle, where there is a 3 point, so total stock in Thane is around 10.5 million square feet. In Thane, in the Wagle estate, it's approximately 3.5 million square feet, and majorly there are A-grade players. I see again, it is less than, it's in a single digit format of a vacancy percentage. That's how it looks like. So the location is very much in demand. The tenant which I'm talking about is Teleperformance. Well, it's one of the biggest tenants when we talk about in terms to Teleperformance. They are into automotive, banking and financial services, healthcare, energy and utility. They provide tech support, customer service support, debt collection support, and all the support possible for this particular location from this particular tenant. Just to as well add in a very amazing point, they have been in this building for the last 10 years. Indeed, you saw the picture of the building. It's approximately 10 floors. Means it's the entire building. Major property picked up in this particular building is by Teleperformance itself. They have approximately 3 lakh square feet by Teleperformance. But we have only picked up on the 10th floor, which is the half floor. It's a Paris listed company. The revenue is approximately 10 billion euros. This is what we are talking about. This building comes under the ITES segment. Total development is around 11 million square feet. 2 basement, ground and 11 office floors. Asset efficiency is 80%, which is very rare to find in even the Mumbai location, which automatically helps to see that in the future, if the things happen to turn up and the price on this carpet area would be really good. These are the asset photos. You can look at the entrance, lobby area, waiting area, and of course the building facade. This is the floor plan. We picked up the right side, which is a little orange color. Totally measuring approximately 28,890 as per the carpet. These are the different, so the property is constructed by Usher Group. And if you look at the overall structure, these are the kind of A-grade buildings which Usher is into construction. They have built in Pune, Thane, and other locations as well. Well, these are the main six properties which we figured out, which are really beautiful to talk about. They've been into this business for the last 23 years. Uh, this is the collection location area of the connectivity. When we talk about this, again, turns out to be a very important slide, because automatically the connectivity and the close by areas, if they have a good ways to socialize, they it's turned out to be a very good place to go or opt for a job. Hence, that's about it. So Thane railway station is around 3.9 kilometers. Viviana Mall, which is a very famous mall, is just 2.7 kilometers away. Eastern Express Highway, which is a very good connectivity location to the location, is around 1.5 kilometers away. Wagle Circle Metro Railway Station is approximately 1.3 kilometers away. These are the tenants which are in the area in Wagle Estate: Raymond, Cipla, DHL, Kotak, TCS, Bajaj, Crompton. These, I guess, there is no name over here which we have not heard of. Well, again, a very important slide, and this will really surely surprise you, because when we talk about fractional ownership, there are four particular things one should look at. One is, of course, the property. Second is the tenant. Third is the cash flows, and fourth is the exit. When we talk about the building, it's an A-grade building constructed by Usher Technologies. B, tenant, Teleperformance, Paris-listed company, revenue of approximately 10 billion euros. And they have been in this building for quite a long time, and they are the leaders in what they do particularly. If we look at these particular transactions in this particular location from March 21 to September 23, you'll be surprised to see different variants of values. A good part over here is that we were not able to find a good apple to apple comparison in the year 24. And that is why that means that location has got a higher vacancy percentage, a lower vacancy percentage, which automatically showcases that there is no transaction happening. And the occupancy percentage is pretty high. These are the rentals which are flowing over there, right from 110, 108, 115, 125. So we are almost at par on the rentals. Again, a very beautiful slide, and which we have not seen till date in hBits when we open to showcase this. We are doing on the 10th floor. Term is 60 months. And guess what? The property is going on lease. It's already on lease. The tenant is already there, already over there. This lease, the renewal is starting on 1st of December 2024, approximately 16 days or 17 days from now. And that is till 30th November 2029. They've got a 3-year lock-in and a 5-year lease. Escalation, again, a wonderful number to look at, 15.1% after the second year. So the first year, second year is the rent what stays, what is coming in. Third, fourth, fifth year is going to be with the escalation of 15.1%. And that is why you would see not a much difference between the entry yield and the average yield of 5 years. The entry yield of this property is 8.75%, whereas the average yield of 5 years is 8.71%. Well, yes, on the left side, if you see, we got this price for you at a price of 15,272. We did the valuation of this property, which will be, of course, on a shareable basis with you. We've got this valuation of the property at a pricing of 18,300 rupees a square feet. You would be entering at approximately close to 18 to 20% discount to current market values. And in this current market structure, wherein it is not a very easy thing to find. These are the cash flows which we are talking about. Gross rent, if you look at the first and the second year, remains constant. Third, fourth, fifth year, again, remains constant. That is why what we are talking about, the gross rent, 15% has an escalation over there. Rental top-up is something which we have given, as always. The interest on security deposit and reserve is over there. Sale price against, we have the total ticket size of the property is 54 crores 65 lakh 97,000, which is approximately 5466. Against that, it turns out to a value of approximately 7523, and we have just taken an assumption of approximately 6.5%. A very beautiful and very important slide. If you see the parameter over there mentioned, sensitivity over there 6% and 8%. We foresee that this would surely give, on a conservative side, a property appreciation to what we have acquired this price at, a 6.5%. That means our targeted IRR will be 15.16%. In a nutshell, 100 rupees parked in today will become 181 rupees in the fifth year. What we foresee is that it could be as well. My playground to play on this on the conservative side is around 181, and it can go as high as 2.05. We have been very vocal about our charges, and that's how we love to be transparent about. 1% is our management fees, 15% over 10% IRR is our performance fee, which is only at the time of the exit. Deal sourcing, this is a very important slide for us when we talk about our deal sourcing, evaluation, shortlisting, transaction. Uh, just to let you know, for a lot of people who are new, what fractional ownership is all about. By parking a fraction of a money, you become a co-owner of a big property. Hence, today, if we are buying a property for you, we have to take into consideration that after 5 years, we have to as well sell it for you. And that is why this evaluation is very important, not only for the entry price point, but as well as because we have to exit it after 5 years. Today, ROIs of like 4%, 5%, 6%, 7%, 8%, 9%, honestly, you can get it anywhere. But a very important thing is your entry price point. And that's the place where we happen to hit a very good number. Investment thesis around 8.75% entry yield, 8.7% is the average yield, which I've discussed about. 15.16% is expected IRR. Before that, I will request all of you, if you have any questions, answer, please keep typing on, because moment the slides are over, I will continue to and do the answer of all your questions. Tenant is Teleperformance, which is a French listed MNC. It's basically a tech MNC. Lock-in period is around 3 years. It is located in Waghly Estate. Strategic location because proximity to the highways, railways, and upcoming metro. There was one more reason. It's been approximately close to 6 months. We have not entered. We did a lot of properties in Mumbai, and then we went to Pune, then to Bangalore, then to Pune, again to Bangalore. So, guys, so everyone over here, all investors and friends, this is the time when we are back in Mumbai, and we've tried to get the best when we are back again. About us overall, and it's great news for all of us. And there I see a lot of people who all are our existing investors. We have touched a 500 crore AUM, and it's a great milestone. And thank you to everyone over here who have been at us with the hBits investment family. Overall, we have a 200 years cumulative experience, successfully exited a 17.54% IRR property. So we have a performance track record, and that only follows with a few particular principles, and that is being conservative, being having a good experience, and having the kind of analysis when we buy a particular property, which is the entry price point. So in one of our property, we have done a successful exit in which the brochure we had mentioned targeted IRR to be 15.54, and we have delivered 17.54% targeted IRR. We have a pipeline of good amount of 20,000 plus crores. Today, I guess the number is still not there. It's we approximately 110K registered users. We have people like, just to let you know, my name is Abhimanyu Arora, and I've been part of this organization from day one. And I worked in banks like HSBC, I worked in HDFC, I worked in DBS Singapore and Kotak as well. And these are the people who are part of the organization. Investment process is very simple and sweet. All you need today is just one particular thing. Just to let you know, we are a prop tech firm. So you just need a desktop or a laptop and just an internet connection to do investment with us. Simple. You look at the presentation, you look at the cash flows, then you go ahead and log into hbits.co. Over there, you do your KYC. Who all can invest with us? People, individuals in joint ownership, HUF, NRIs. We have approximately 35% people who are NRIs, trusts, NGOs, partnership companies, private limited companies, LLPs. Each and every person can invest with us except the foreign nationals at this particular moment. What they all need to do is we can just go ahead and do the KYC on the hbits.co dashboard. Let me as well give you a good news, and I guess I did mention in our last presentation that we are equipped with DigiLock, so you can just go do your KYC on a very instant manner, and as well do investment if required next 10 minutes with us. Once the KYC is done in the system, you need to sign a document called EOI, which is called Expression of Interest. Expression of Interest is basically that you're booking a slot for that particular amount with us. We can do that in the multiples of 30 lakhs, or sorry, 10 lakhs, starting 30 lakhs. So that's how, and while you're signing the EUI, you have to transfer a balance amount of only 5%. You can digitally sign the ownership agreement. And then when we are 100% funded, we will send across the email to you and to all the investors to kindly transfer the balance 95% of the money. That particular time, we'll as well send you a particular legal document, which is called Pass-4 document, which would have your name, the value of your investment, your Aadhaar card details, your PAN card details, the bank account details, which will actually show where the money will be credited every month. It will as well show your ownership percentage and all other details which are required to be committed over this particular investment to you. For this particular investment, we see the horizon to be between 4 to 6 years. Yes, approximately 5 is the kind of a scenario which we look at. And we as well, while the monthly rentals comes into your account every month on every 15th, after the 5th year, you will as well receive the property appreciation into your account as well. This is a very simple way how this is the kind of thing. Well, in a very simple format, a property is being registered on a particular SPV, and you are the co-owner to that particular SPV, which will automatically signify that you are the indirect owner to this particular property. Well, it's not a virtual kind of a thing, just to let you know. If you pass by Wagle Estate and you pass by this building, you can very well say that you are a 1% owner to this particular property. So give an example, if this property is around, let's say 55 crores and you want to park in 5.5 crores with us, yes, you are a 10% owner to this property, and you can very well say while you're passing that I am a 10% owner to this property on the 10th floor. Once you are a investor with us, this is how your dashboard will look like. You'll be able to see the sale agreement. You'll be able to see the rental agreement. You'll be able to see the TDS certificates. You'll be able to see all the kind of cash flows which one would look at as for the investor. These are the properties which we have already done in the past. And if you look at, we already only concentrate on A grade building with grade A tenants. We have done Citel, we have done Toyota, we have done Microsoft, we have done ICICI Bank, and the name goes and goes. And Ingenico ePayment is one of the biggest payment gateways in the world. I've already mentioned about this particular slide where the targeted IRR which we achieved was 17.54, and what we had committed that time or proposed that time was 15.54. So it was a great achievement which we did. Just to let you know, there is one more big reason why people invest with us. And one of the bigger reasons why people invest in is the pedigree of our management. Mr. Shiv Parekh, who's the founder and CEO of hBits, is ex-City banker, Harvard passed out MBA. He's as well a Forbes 30 under 30, Business World Disrupt 30 under 30. Mr. Samir Bhandari, co-founder and CFO. He's an IIM Ahmedabad, Chartered Accountant Batch 87. He was the managing director of Nomura Bank Singapore. He was the managing director of JP Morgan Bank Singapore with 20 years, overall 33 years experience. And that's how the experience comes into picture. And with the experience, just to as well let you know, the concept might be like a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old in India, but we as an organization, or I should say the entire entity or the group, is approximately 35 years old. So we understand the business pretty well, and that is how it has helped us to look a little more extra than the ROI, and as well to focus only on majorly on the entry price point, which has helped our customers in the past to receive a good fair value of that particular exit property, and they all were very happy customers, and they have all reinvested with us. Well, we would like to get all the best partners to us in the system, because we have to look at valuation. We got JLL because they're among the top valuers in the country. Deloitte and PwC is among the taxation. They're among the structured partners for us as well. Our banking, when you're looking forward to transfer the money to the escrow account of the SPV, is through ICICI Bank. Well, as well, to put across, when property is into part, we have to look at the legal structure of the property as well. So our lawyers are, of course, Tri-Legal, DSK Legal, Amarchand Mangaldas. So Sam Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas is among the top 5 law firms in the country. So even in our EOI, we have mentioned in a clause that if the property is not title clear, we will not go ahead and register the property for you. All the data points and things which we have put in this particular slide are from the source called CRE matrix. So these are all authenticated, authentic and validated data. Our credentials, we, as I mentioned, that Raycon is our parent company. It's a German giant. We have done constructions in India. We've done constructions in Dubai. We have done construction in Germany. Overall, if I put our parent company together, we have a 3 crore assets under management, and we have approximately 35 years experience. So when we talk about the USPs of hBits, how we could differentiate in terms to putting across the right product to you, it all comes from the right people. That is the pedigree of the management. Second is the experience, which is of course very important for any particular company to get a right property for you. Third is a focus. Because of these two particular parameters, we got a right entry price point. And fourth, which resulted into a successful exit. We have always been in news, and we are pleased to say that the top right one, the fluorescent blue color, which you would see, and I hope I'm right on the color, that was the one interview happened between CNBC and Chev, who's our founder and CEO, when we exited our property on seven and at 17.54% IRR. You can always visit our website, hbits.co, and look at the particular interview over there. It's available. As well, too, very proud to say that we are a partnered with moneycontrol.com. And of course, we are backed by companies like IFL and other people. Well, for all of the things which we have put across together over here, I would like to put across a very simple statement to everyone, a very fraction ownership into a nutshell, what it is all about. A fraction ownership is basically a parking a fraction of a money of a big property, and you become a owner of a big property. We have taken this example, let's say approximately 55 crores. You park in 5.5 crores, you become a 10% owner to this particular property. Or let's say 55 lakhs, you become a 1% owner to this particular property. You will receive independent papers of approximately 50 lakhs, 55 lakhs, which you have invested, and there is no lock-in period for you. You can choose to exit at any given point of time. And hence, it becomes very important and liquid-free kind of asset, which is available for you at any given point of time. And I'm as well pleased to say that we have applied for the SM REIT license, and it should be with us at any given point of time. And that's what it is. In addition to this, I'd like to just cover one particular point, which would help us to understand why this product will be much more feasible. So the valuation of the property, which I mentioned, was around 18,300 rupees a square feet. And the property which we have got for you is at a price of around 15,267 odd rupees. We recently saw news that there have been a Fed rate cuts. And I guess over a period of last 60 to 90 days, they've cut rates approximately 0.7, around 75 bips, which of course will surely RBI would follow. They will cut down their FD rates. And that's what I foresee. And when the FD rates goes down, people tend to choose a different asset class. Could be a stock market if the risk kind of aptitude is there right now at this moment, or else people tend to invest in this particular proposition. Well, asset is the real estate where they park in money. But if we look at today, when traditionally we are Indians and we used to invest a lot in residential real estate, but we all know in residential real estate, we tend to make not more than 2.25%, maybe 2.5% if we are lucky. Hence this shift. First of all, to give you overall example, a 1 crore rupee, wherever you are in India today, okay, wherever your roots, just in case if you're an NRI customer, where you have a root back in India, you just think that, okay, let's say you buy a property for 1 crore, you will not be able to get a rental income of approximately 20 to 25,000 rupees a month. But with this particular scenario of this particular asset, you will be able to make approximately close to between 60 to 70,000 rupees IRR. Sorry, 60 to 70,000 rupees in rental income into your account every month. In a nutshell, that's how the play game comes into picture. I'll just open this thing for questions. Wow. Okay. So I have many questions. Is this building used receipt? So it's IT and ITES both, not only for ITES. Is this covered under SEBI SM REITs notification, or if not, what is the regulatory cover and such theme? Well, just to let you know, since we have applied for SM REITs license, and we were one of the most instrumental company to get this particular license for everyone under the fractional ownership space. Uh, we not only look forward to register this property, but any other property which is listed with us on our platform before to be shifted to the SM REIT. And that's what we look forward for. Because ultimately, that which what I feel from your question will give you a confidence. So we are here and would love that you get a more confidence. And that's why we would love each and every asset to be shifted to the SM REITs. Only a SEBI compliant asset can become a SEBI registered asset. What it says, it should be a minimum 50 crores. Well, this is a 55 crore rupee asset. So this is just one of our pointers which I like to answer that. Mr. Sanchit Khurana, a request. I always have an issue to get the numbers of owner share net amount which I see in the memo and financial modeling. Please, can you explain to get the numbers of your owner share net? Well, I guess it's what we can do is it's basically a financial modeling sheet which you like to run through. Uh, I will request that if you just write to me personally or as well as reach out to your investment manager. My name is Abhimanyu Arora. My contact details are always available on the web for you and as well on the LinkedIn. Please reach out to me. I'll be more than glad to answer. What are the risks involved? Well, I am really happy this question has come up. For all the things what we have done is the maximum risk which I saw was to mitigate, but we have done a lot of work to mitigate any kind of a risk. The furnitures and fixtures of this property are done by the tenant. Number one, we collect security deposit from the tenant. Number two, if the tenant has to leave, they have to give us a 6 months notice period. That is number three. Number four, if you look at a particular proposition, so this transaction was basically going to happen at a price of approximately 19,000 approximately to us. But when we saw that the property rental yields were over there and we were able to negotiate the right price for you, hence it turned out to be a very good factor for the right kind of a tenant, which was there in the building for the last 10 years. Vis-a-vis, the new contract which is getting signed now is starting from 1st of December 2024, just another 13 days from now, 17 days from now, and that is for 3 years lock-in. So we choose high lock-in period as well. Tenant has been this in the building for the last 10 years. So that's a very valid point. The risk which we talked about is basically what if the tenant leaves? These are the basic kind of parameters where we have already mitigated the risk to the level of 90-95%. As well, covering a one particular point where the occupancy percentage of the building is 100%. The vacancy percentage of that particular area is in single digits. Hence, even if the tenant look fortunately, it will be our responsibility to get a new tenant in no time. Mr. Nikhil Madan, can you explain the difference between the listed REITs and this? Well, we are going to, so as a comparison of REITs and SM REITs, REITs are basically group of assets with group of customers. Whereas SM REITs, we only deal into pre-lease commercial properties. Just to let you know, SM REIT only allows commercial buildings and that as well giving you revenue. So under construction properties are not part of a SEBI regulation. So this one, again, a pointer over there that this is a part of the SM REITs notification. So REITs is group of assets with group of customers, and SM REITs is a single asset with group of customers. Over here, you are aware in advance where you are investing. Over here, you are available to know that in the next 5 years, what your cash flows will hit in your account. Over here, you're available to know that which is the property, who is the tenant, what is the transaction size, what is the targeted IRR. So it could be a bit indicative, but with a lot of assumptions and right assumptions, which we are talking about. Is it not monthly? No, it is a monthly income which comes into your account. So would you be able to, okay. Also, how do you relate this to per square feet? So value, as I mentioned, is approximately, which we have acquired the property for you is at a price of 15,234. If I'll just put the slide back to you. 15,270 rupees. As well as the rental, if you look at, is 116 rupees per square feet. This is the rental top up which we have given. This is the flows which goes on. Interest and security deposit, yes, another factor which I mentioned to you earlier, that if we have collected security deposit from the tenant and we have kept a part of it of your income into the reserves, not income, the investment which you have done, we have all parked this under fixed deposit, and that income generated or that particular interest income is all passed on to you. Next question is from Mr. Praveen D. Would you be able to give me exit as per plan since liquidity has been a concern? If yes, how would? Yes, as I earlier mentioned, that we are very particular in choosing our properties. Indeed, we've been called the one of the most conservative players in the country, and because of which our pedigree of investors have been really good. Uh, and these are the particularly, distinguished parameters we look at. The entry price point has to be good because a good entry price point will determine a smooth exit in the future. At this moment, there are two forms of exit. Number one, at the end of the fifth or the sixth year. But that does not mean that you cannot exit at any given point. So, because there is no lock-in period for you, you can choose to exit at any given point of time. On our website, we have mentioned that you can get an exit between 0 to 90 days. Of course, that's a very conservative one. Well, those days, those were the days when we actually started this business. Today, we are able to give exit in a matter of 45 days as well. Mr. Rishabh Gulati, is there any specific timeline for closure of listed properties? Give one of the properties 95%, another 90% from quite some time. Well, we are on the closure. So I guess we are talking about one property which is based out of Pune. We already closed $1 trillion opportunity. We've already closed. We are on the verge of closing the London listed property, which is available, going to be getting closed in another 4 to 5 days. Uh, we wanted to launch this particular asset because, as a matter of fact of product, if anybody wants to invest in Pune, Bangalore, Mumbai, that's how we are. And it's just not that you're restricted to one particular location. Give an example with my stake. If I own 30 lakhs or 50 lakhs, so if you own 30, let's say 50 lakhs, you become a 1% owner of this property, approximately 0.95% of this property, taking into consideration that the property size total is around 55 crores. If anyone wants to understand how it will turn out and show in your cash flows, whatever money you look forward to invest, just multiply that by 8.75% minus 1%, which is our management fees, which is 7.75%, and divide that by 12 months. That is going to be your cash flows, which will come to your account every month on every 15th. As well, coming to the fact, now a lot of customers happen to say that, we are under a 30% tax bracket. So they come and invest through an HUF, could be the investment done on their wife's name if it's a housewife or anyone else in the family. Well, I always turn back to say to my customers, as well as one particular very important point, that if everyone in the family is under a 30% tax bracket, I guess then it's a good problem to have. Is the entire is the units visible in DMAT, or should we it can be? Well, good. Thank you for asking me this particular question. Indeed, for the London listed property, and we're going to be coming back to all our properties that would require a DMAT account and basically the CML copy, which is called the client master list for each and every customer. And that is why it will be surely looking into the visibility into your DMAT account very soon. Mr. Abdul Ghafoor, I want to sell my share 1 2 years due to any reason. How is the liquidity and will hBits find the buyer to transfer? Of course, that is our responsibility. Just as well to, which I felt that, as I mentioned earlier, that yes, 0 to 45 days, the things will be taken care of. Mr. Dhawal Gupta, wish you to speak to you. A quick question via audio. I'm sorry, I don't think so over here, but you can surely reach out to you and I'll just take an appointment. I'll give you a call after this particular webinar. Nafis Khan. Yes, sir. Hi. What is the age of the building? Yes, this building is approximately 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. Well, just to let you know, well, this is again a very good question, sir. As you have been our existing investor, you've invested with us from day one, since Akriti Center Point. So if I'm talking about a beautiful glass facade building, generally the longevity of commercial buildings are basically close to 50 to 60 years. If it is even a 10 or maybe even a 20, today we are just talking about 10 or 12-year-old building. Our product is approximately 5 years, 4 to 6 years to talk about. So we will be able to take care of this particular thing. And that's a quite ahead of a time which we might look at. Do you charge acquisition fees whilst buying and again on exiting? Well, acquisition is not the kind of a charge we charge you as a matter of that we are doing this particular transaction. So, okay, nutshell, let me tell you about this. Let's say you want to park in 50 lakhs. That 50 lakhs includes stamp duty, registration, legal fees, admin fees, reserve funds, cost of acquisition. Because if I have mentioned to you in one of these slides that if I go to look at 100 properties and probably maybe 500 properties and I'm able to select one, so there is a kind of a small cost of acquisition which is part of this. But just to let you know, you get ROI on the full 50 lakh rupees. Can we work as a channel partner? Yes, you can. Whenever I want to sell my ownership, what's the process and how much time does it take? Well, I surely see this question coming again. Well, it's a very simple thing. Please all reach out to your investment manager, right? Or write an email to operations@hbits.co or write to a chatbot. And we have a chatbot open on our website, which is working really nice. Uh, you'll be getting 45 days max and we will be able to exit the particular property. That's not a problem. Till now, it has happened. Is this a new construction and tenant is occupying from December? No, this is not a new construction. It's a 10-year-old property and the tenant has been in this building for the last 10 years. The ticket size is minimum 30 lakhs. Well, yes, if you wish to start with 20, you're most welcome. If you want to start with 30, you're most welcome. If you wish to start with 1 crore, you're most welcome, sir. Varun Chauhan. Cute question too. What are the other costs will there be in during the period of ownership? There is not a single charge which is going to be charged to you. I hope I have highlighted the CAM charges, which is the maintenance charge, are borne by the tenant. The property tax for the next 5 years is being already collected in advance in that 50 lakhs which I collect from you. In addition to this, when we create a particular special purpose vehicle, that special purpose vehicle charges are as well part of this 50 lakhs if I take it from you, sir. So there is not a single rupee which will be charged to you after above this 50 lakhs in the going forward. So if you have to again look at a particular simple calculation and you're parking 50 lakhs, you multiply your amount with 8.75 minus 1%, which is 7.75, and with a 10% TDS. Well, if you're investing again with someone who has a zero tax liability, please submit a 15GH form and we'll not cut that as well. What is the security on investment? Well, we will be issuing you CCDs and shares. A very important part, CCDs generally give you coupon rate, and the coupon rate will secure your rentals. And shareholding of that SPV is going to secure your capital because you have invested money as well. These two papers are independent, so much beautiful in nature that there is no lock-in period for you, and you can choose to exit at any given point of time. And you can, as we earlier mentioned, and one of the question covered, you can see it in the DMAT form as well. Is the building is fully, yes, the building is fully occupied by this French MNC or the, okay, out of this, I guess it is approximately 5 lakh square feet of, I should say in a very simple format, 50% of the building or maybe 60% of the building is occupied by this particular building. But we have just picked up the 10th floor, that as well, on the B side, which is the right side, which we saw during the floor plan. Can you provide details on how about old is the building? So which I've covered 10 years old. What will be the treatment as per the taxation? So a very normal scenario. The treatment is as how your every taxation happens. Hence, it is as per your tax bracket. But yes, as I mentioned, if there's anyone in the family who's looking forward to park, you can, which has zero tax liability, you can invest through them. What's the performance fees? Well, in this, we charge approximately 15% over 10% IRR. Give an example. So the mathematical term says 15% over 10% IRR performance fees. That automatically states that if, let's say I achieve 16%, so I will only charge you over 10%. The first 10%, I don't charge you anything. So 16% is something which I achieved. 16% minus 10 is 6%, right? Because I want to charge you only after, because those days have gone where I'll just give you a little service and I'll receive your income from me. No, the management fees is charged to you once if the rental is in your account, then I will receive my income. just to let you know. So if I'm delivering some kind of performance, only then I'll be able to charge you. In a nutshell, it turns out to approximately 0.92%. So I said, let's say I achieve 16%. It's over 10% IRR. 16 minus 10% is 6%. So 15% of 6% is 0.92%, approximately 1%. And for such a structured deal, I guess it is always, it's a very, not a, is a very fair amount to talk about. Varun Jahan, how old is the property? I've already covered it. It is requiring the entire 10th floor or only half of the 10th floor? Only half the 10th floor, sir. If I want to exit from the investment, does hBits buy back or it is sold to some other? No, it is sold to some other investor. And we always have a waiting list of approximately 2 crores at any given point in time. Indeed, we have a higher now, our value right now, because a lot of people are now learned to fractional ownership space, and it's been a good time now. Any penalty if one exists before lock-in period? No, there is no lock-in period for you, sir. Just to let you know, that lock-in period is for the tenant. Uh, then is why is the rental escalation only after second year when Thane was 10% year on year rental escalation for? Well, as per what I understand from the standards of the market, wherever we go, generally the rental escalation year on year is around 5 to maybe 5% or 6%, or in some cases 4%. Well, I see this as a very great deal because in the second year it's 15.1%, and then it stays on for 3 years. If I'm sure there are a lot of people over here who are existing investors, they've seen our properties to be 15% rental escalation every 3 years, or 12.5% rental escalation every 2 years, every 3 years, and in some one property we did a 5% rental escalation every year. So looking at this proposition, it turns out to be very favorable for us. Indeed, when the second first time the rental escalation happens, and even my rental top up is not there, the rental ROI on that particular time is 8.98. So we're almost at 9% for you in that particular year. What is the taxation applicable for NRIs on capital gains? So in terms of the capital gain, it's a simple long-term capital gain tax, which is 12.5%. And in terms to NRIs, you have to look forward for a TRC, which is a tax residential certificate, to avoid the double tax avoidance agreement, a double taxation in both the countries. Could you please send this presentation? Sure, it is available. Please go ahead and log on to our website, hbits.co, create your account, and you'll be able to download this particular presentation. If not, please reach out to, there will be a Google Drive over there. If not, please reach out to our investment manager, or you can use our chatbot on our website. How did you come to approximately 6.5%? So, well, this particular location comes with a lot of parameters. A, occupancy percentage, it is 100%. Then it comes to vacancy percentage. In this particular complex, the vacancy percentage is, if I just talk about this particular complex, is 1 or 2%. If I talk about Wagle Estate, it's in single digits. Automatically denominates and signifies that this particular location is in demand. In the Well, we are lucky to have this property for you, where the valuation of the property is 18,300, and we got this property of around 16,272. If I put some numbers on the board, it will actually signify that currently it would give you approximately 8 to 9% property appreciation, but we have only kept 6.5% to look into consideration that we want to be conservative. Wish to invest about, and based on increase to 2 to 3 crores. Sorry. Wish to invest to, okay. And does one decide the property to be chosen? Suppose not, people will choose the one with next one. What is the exact deposit of it every month when the deposit of 1 crore exact remittance? Consider owner is a housewife. So, sir, I guess overall I could understand that you really look forward to park. If I'm 2 to 3 crores or maybe 1 crore, just multiply that number with around 8.75 minus 1% is our management fees, and let's say 7.75%, and multiply that by 1 crore or 2 crore, whatever we look forward to invest, divide that by 12 months. I wish 30 lakhs, how much you'd get monthly? The same question. I'm happy the questions are coming. They're looking forward to invest. I want to invest 70. Yes, again, same thing. Exact amount sent to bank or housewife. So if So okay, let me be particular on this. So if housewife is like under a 0% tax liability, and you submit 15 GH form for them, then the 10% TDS will not be cut from our end. Worst case, if there are any exit after a month, what amount is just deduct? Don't deduct any amount, sir. What is the current market price in the same building? Since we are, so as I mentioned, the valuation of the property is around 18,300. What is the management fee charge once the asset becomes part? Well, that is still into consideration. Just to let you know, you are the owners of the property. Okay. And when we look forward to convert this, indeed, we would be love to convert each and every property to SM REITs. And we are happy that we have been very conservative because we follow under one particular SP rule where the charges of migration is not much. But before we migrate, we will be taking a consent. Indeed, if the charges are high, we will surely not migrate. But that is not going to be the scenario. Can we invest in child's name of 10 or years old? Yes, you can surely well. Well, as per since I come from a banking background, over 25 years experience, I worked with banks like HDFC, HSBC, DBS, Singapore, and Kotak. Myself, I am Calcutta Alumni, did a corporate finance participation course. I have a bit knowledge about this. So if you invest in a child's name, there has to be an under guardian name. However, that is as per emotions, but the incomes earned in the age less than 18, automatically adds to the parent's account as a source of income. Well, you can also as well choose to invest any for your name of children above the age of 18 who are students. Again, you can save tax over there. What is the transparency on appreciation of asset? Well, of course, when we talk about rental income, they are backed by a fixed rental agreement. In terms to the appreciation of the property, we would share the valuation of the property with you. The projection is available with you. We have shown the particular Cushman and Wakefield occupancy and vacancy point, which automatically will give you a logic that this property appreciation which you're looking at is very much comfortable. Indeed, that this question was not which I thought would come because I've done myself a lot of analysis. 8 or 9% is something minimum which we would look at, but we have only taken 6.5%. Tax me. Are you sure about with 5 years will be exit? Yes, of course, because we have to earn money as well, sir. And we will run Vijay. I guess I know you, sir. What's the timeline to close the deal? And happens if also pay 5%. So, okay, yes, you will be only collecting 5% money. Well, this asset has come with a lot of flavors and great response from the market. As we speak, we just launched a kind of very soft on 10. It was sold out 10% yesterday. And I guess we'll be finishing this asset by around 20% today. Though it might be a 55 crore rupee asset, a big, good asset, we would be able to sell this proposition in a matter of maximum 20 to 30 days. Any attraction for NRI to invest? Well, sir, most welcome. And I guess attraction is surely that you're sitting abroad and we would take all the kind of things for you and there'll be no hassles in coming rents into your account. All the kind of reports which you like in terms to this particular asset will be available on your dashboard. It's 2:50 and I see loads and loads of questions below and that automatically gives you great feeling. If the tenant is occupied from 10 years, why escalation is from 2 years? Well, they have a contract earlier as well. Currently, the earlier owner was the builder. We are buying this directly from the owner. And hence, how it is contract is already made. And that's how we are continuing to do that. Is Trillion or money opportunity position filled or some left to take fractional ownership? Well, it is already filled up, sir. Thank you for asking. I guess I might be having, if it is there, that could be only 20 or lakh. But honestly, according to the last information which I received, which was last week, it is 100% funded. And we have already registered the property. When we will receive the financial model for this opportunity? Well, you can just go to the hbits.co website and download or reach out to your investment manager. Who is the seller? Usher Group is the seller, sir. I'm not referring to valuation report, actual market price per square feet. Okay. I am sorry, I was not able to understand this question, sir. What are the safeguard against natural climate? So, of course, it is under the, when we do the CAM, it is against the fire, the policy and everything, or policies in place. Otherwise, we will not go ahead. Indeed, just to as well let you know, and as a knowledge part, exchange, information exchange, When any kind of a big tenant comes into a particular property, they themselves scrutinize this particular property or any property for at least 2 to 3 months on their file checks, exit checks, and as well as the insurance. Let us assume that 1 crore is invested for first year 7.75. Can you confirm person second is the overall average for the 5 years is going to be 7.71%. As it was mentioned 8.71%. If you put the deduction of 1%, it becomes 7.71%. Well, we saw the Fed rate cuts, FD rates going down. It could be a great possibility that the money will be not parked to residential because the residential rental rates are somewhere between 2.25 to 2.5%, if you're lucky. So prices in commercial properties are here to go up very soon. So look forward for your investment over here, sir. Can I invest approximately 1 crore? Yes, you can, sir. And it was what is monthly. Okay, you'll be getting after this. So again, that same number. If tenancy is abandoned in between or by the tenant, is there any period specified for which tenant has to pay? Well, as I mentioned, I guess you're referring to the same thing, and I'll just probably take this could be the last question. Uh, well, as I already mentioned, there's a 6 months notice period. We have collected security deposit. Furnitures and fixtures are done by the tenant, which automatically signifies they've done a capex to this particular property. So if the worst scenario wherein if the tenant leaves, I guess it's our responsibility to get a new tenant in no time for over here. But considering that the tenant already occupies approximately 3 lakh square feet, I guess 3.5 lakh square feet in this particular property, they would look forward to be here for decades. So it's a different answer. All I would say, you can please log on to hbits.co, look at the financial modeling sheet and do your KYC now and book your EOI. Book your slot now, sir. Thank you very much, everyone. And again, taking out time for this wonderful opportunity. We're back in Mumbai, of course, in Thane. A simple thing to understand and close this particular discussion. The rental yield is 8.75%. The average 5 years yield is 8.71%. You can start with a minimum ticket size of 30 lakhs. You can invest 20 lakhs. You can invest 1 crore. You choose. So I see a lot of questions of 1 or 2 crores over here. Entry price point where the valuation is around 18,300 today. You entering at 15,272. That's what the thing is all about for you, sir. I would look forward, would happy to have you in the portfolio. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.